So I've realized that sunscreen is like magic goop. Because, like, you put it on you, and it's, like, anti-radiation goop.
Right.
And I never believe that, like, sunscreen is going to work, and then it actually does.
I mean, it scares the radiation away.
It's scary. It's so weird, because it's just, like, this white goop, and you, like, spread it on your body, and then you can't see it anymore. You can see, like, a little thin film of grease. But then, like, you just smell like sunscreen, and now the smell of the sunscreen keeps the radiation away. These are things that I realized at a gay pride parade.
That's what you realized?
Because gay pride parades are about being out in the sun, being out in the rain, and being greasy.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
These are the things that happen. It must be terrifying. It must be frustrating to be out there with... You have the black lipstick on.
Yes.
But, like, if you have full drag makeup on, and then you have to put the sunscreen on top of the drag makeup, I don't know what order you do.
See, the order you do that in is first you do, like, a foundation that's mixed with sunscreen.
Can you do that?
They sell that. Yeah, that's
Okay.
a thing they sell.
That's the tech, I guess.
That's the tech.
I will say, I enjoyed going to this Pride Parade. It wasn't nearly as flamboyant as the last one.
No, like, it's been getting less and less and less flamboyant, and it's making me a little sad, actually.
Like, last year was, like, peak corporate pride, because you got, like, a bunch of shit out there.
Right.
And this time, it was, like, all of the... Like, a lot of the free stuff, not the same amount.
Yeah.
And then, like, less of the gay shit.
Yeah.
Man, it is weird just seeing it get corporatized. Okay, here we go.
How many can you fit in there?
How many lollipops suckers can Travis get into his mouth before he taps out? Oh, boy. Up, yep. Yeah. And then he taps out. He realizes, nah,
this is a bad idea.
They're selling Tupperware. We will be reading a creepy story. We're just vibing into what's happening.
Are we?
Yeah.
Also, I had a turmeric latte, and it was fantastic.
That was a fun place to go to. That little coffee shop. Anyway.
Anywho.
Since I couldn't... There is no gay creepypasta out there, people. Like, there really isn't. It's really frustrating. Like, the only stuff is the stuff that I've written that's, like, you know, dealing with LGBTQ stuff. And even I haven't done a whole lot of that, so it's just like...
There's a void there.
There's a void there. So if you want to write those gay creepypastas and send them my way, of a reasonable length, I will definitely read them and give you feedback and, you know, promote them. Because I do like reading those kinds of stories, and that is a... Yes. Yes, Chelsea, wiggling your eyes. There's a lot...
Reasonable length.
There's plenty of fertile ground to be found there.
Fertile... Okay.
That doesn't make sense, Chelsea. If it's a gay man putting his pee-pee into a butthole, that is not fertile ground. That's a poop hole. You can't make a baby in there.
Have you tried?
Yeah. I have. You will notice a significant toning down in the homosexual activities on this parade, though.
Yeah.
Barely any, like, drag queens either. It's weird. Anyway.
Yeah, not a lot of drag queens, not a lot of, like, random guys in leather.
No.
Lots of school kids.
Lots of school kids.
Maybe that's why it was toned down.
Yeah, I guess you do gotta, like, pick a lane, but, like, I don't know. I'm of two minds about it. I am glad that everyone is now figuring out that's like, man, I don't like, these corporations just saying this stuff. And it's like, oh, so you figured out what virtue signaling is?
Right.
Now you got it? That's what that is. Anyway, we're going to be reading Binary DNA because gender binary, I guess.
It also has the word bi in it.
It does. And
that's a little bit...
That's a little bit gay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the title of the video is. It'll just be BI-nary DNA.
Oh, I look cute.
You do. And we got the news reporter.
Ah, we got her.
We're never going to read this story. We're just going to laugh at the news reporter being a news reporter.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like from the other side, people.
We got a Cassie.
Cassie's getting mad at something. It's probably a stupid thing.
Maybe it's a cat.
No.
Maybe it's a dog.
Maybe it's a kid.
Maybe it's a kid.
There are goats out there. It is said when you take a picture of someone, you capture their soul in the camera. Yes, that is said by the Amish. The Amish believe that.
Do the Amish believe that?
Probably.
I've never talked to the Amish about cameras.
And the Mormons. And the Mormon Amish.
The Mormon Amish.
The Momish.
The weaponized Mormon Amish.
Which is just, that's, the weaponized Amish is what David Koresh had in Waco, Texas. It is also said that if you print off that picture contains the soul itself, and you can control them with it. So if you print off a picture of someone, that is just a voodoo doll. That's how that works.
That's a voodoo doll with less steps?
That's a voodoo doll. Yeah, it's a voodoo doll with less steps.
Yeah.
I mean, like, maybe they're making, like, a commentary on, like, how, you know, when you publicize someone, you know, you become a fan of them, and then you, like, get a say in what they're doing, and so you're controlling them by having their printed media.
I love how you just turn into baby cakes.
I don't know that that's baby cakes.
You're kind of verging on baby cakes territory.
That just sounds like voodoo dolls with extra steps.
Right.
Less steps. Whatever. I'm not sure where to start. Okay. Do you know what the Primordial Soup is? It's a veritable ocean of elements all floating around randomly, and through millions of years of time, eventually the right set of random circumstances came to pass that the elements were able to connect together and form the world's first single-cell organism. This sounds like someone is just stumbling onto a bunch of philosophical ideas and scientific ideas.
Right.
And blurting them out with no logical... Spoiler alert, that's what this story is.
Right.
Don't prevent me from letting you like this story, because have your own opinion, but I don't think you're going to differ.
You don't think I'm going to differ?
I just want to see your reaction.
Okay. Now that's a really boiled down version of it, but I'm sure you get the gist of it.
Motherfucker, the writer of this doesn't have a more complex understanding of the Primordial Soup?
No, he doesn't. Or she.
Oh, you're assuming the gender of this off.
Everyone on the internet is a guy.
This chicken.
This chicken is fantastic. Look at this beautiful chicken. Look at it.
Big ol' cock. Anyway.
Anywho. It's just balloons. It's balloons with a tiny person inside. Fast forward a few billion years to the early 1990s when the internet use begins to rapidly accelerate. Every home had a computer, and new connections between computers were opening on a by-the-second basis. Trillions of bytes of data began to transfer around the world at the speed of light, music, text, sound, and most importantly, pictures. Now, when you take a picture...
Okay, Michelle Obama.
When you take a picture of someone and capture their soul, what happens when that picture is converted to data and placed on a hard drive?
Maybe that's what Al Gore was doing.
Maybe that's what Al Gore was trying to prevent.
No, it was his goal. He wanted to digitize everyone to live forever as you are now when global warming kills all of us.
Live forever as you are now.
So...
I feel like that's the name of a movie.
Yeah, it's the Alan Resnick thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was right.
Yeah. No, but the idea is that I wanted to say Alan Gore now.
Alan Gore.
Alan Gore.
Al Gore's less known brother.
No, that's what Al Gore stands for.
Right.
It's
and
not,
also his lesser known brother.
they're both Al Gore. Alan Gore and Albert Gore. An Alex
One's
Gore.
just like slightly shorter than the other two.
No, but like when you
Like
look,
just ever so slightly
but like,
shorter.
have you ever looked at the name Al Gore?
But like, have you ever
Have
seen
you ever
any-
looked at the name Al Gore because it's an A and then it's an L, but it's
Right.
not a capital L, so it kind of looks like an I.
So
And
it kind of, but
so
also
Al Gore is an AI who is trying to digitize humans and kill them all off and accelerate global warming. That way only the computers survive.
I don't know. See, I was gonna go a different direction on that one because like Al is just A and then an L, right?
Mhm.
And that L kind of looks like a 1. So it kind of looks like A1 sauce, which means he's the mastermind behind A1 sauce, otherwise known as Al sauce.
Al sauce. I got a mnemonic device. Al Gore is cooking steak. So oh, we're already off the rails.
We were so off the rails.
Okay. Again, this makes no sense. This, like, I get what they're getting at, like the idea of like, you know, they're taking a very old idea, the idea that like a picture is going to capture your soul, but that's not going to necessarily translate into a full story. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you follow, does the soul follow? 15 years later, we believe so. Who is we?
Who is this?
We believe the royal we. It's just one person. It's just they're just using the royal we. We believe that when you take a picture of someone and upload it onto your computer, alongside the image data, a blueprint of the person's soul itself is imprinted on the file itself. And itself can itself replicate itself. Look at this picture folder. How many souls reside in that folder alone? That's the souls of a lot of thoughts.
A lot of thoughts.
How does this work though? Like, can you photograph anything? Like, if you just have like a close up of a woman's badge from the inside and has the speculum thing opening up her badge.
Does that count as her soul?
Yeah.
Or like, what if you get a picture of a shark
Mm-hmm.
and Photoshop it jumping out of the water, and then Photoshop like Al Gore on top of it with laser eyes? Is that the soul of the shark and Al Gore, or is that like mutating both of their souls into like a new soul?
Yeah, like what else? Like if you take a picture of a plant, is the plant soul on there?
Yeah. Or like your dog.
Well, your dog is definitely on there, but and the answer is no. Not all dogs go to heaven. Some dogs go to hell, and unbaptized dogs go to purgatory.
Purgatory.
That's for cats.
No, that's for dogs.
Purgatory is for cats.
No, that's for dogs.
Purgatory is for cats.
That one is for cats.
Okay, sure. I don't think that guy was part of the parade. That guy that just handed out.
I don't think so
Lemonheads
either.
with the blonde hair. I think
he was just a lemon enthusiast.
I think he was just handing out drugs.
My mom did really enjoy those. They might have been full of drugs. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
She did like those once upon a time.
Cassie. Oh my god.
Oh, Pupper's mad.
I don't know. So you just read.
Alright. I don't know where we were at. Oh, that's just the beginning, though. These soul blue... That's just the beginning, though. These soul blueprints each retain pieces of a puzzle, parts of the soul itself as well. Recently, a group of hackers who refer to themselves as the Cardinals took an interest to this theory and began experiments. They found anomalies within the binary sequences of images based on similar features of the person they had taken a picture of. A binary DNA, if you will. Oh man, more candy. More candy! Oh, so much candy.
We've trained Cassie to scare off Mormons, and Mormons were at our door, so...
Oh, what about Jehovah's Witnesses, though?
They're all the same.
Yeah.
So what happened in my absence?
We got to people handing out candy and a binary DNA, if you will.
Oh my god.
I might do the next paragraph
That's
if you have to
probably
deal
a
with
good idea.
Mormons. Now these hackers had come to possess a set of 3 extremely important data files. 1 AVI, 1 JPEG, and 1 MP3. Each of which possessing interesting, unexplainable... I can't quite read that from this distance, actually. Is that qualities? Unexplained qualities?
Unexplained yeah.
Okay.
So,
I need to go get my eyes checked.
Yeah, apparently. The first, cradle.avi, depicts what appears to be a group of teenagers with low-quality video camera exploring the basement of a house. The quality of the video is distorted completely beyond any comprehensibility. But, like, you just said that it was kids in a basement.
But, like, you can tell something, so it's not beyond any... Like...
That's not what incomprehensible means. And the video is... Hey, Cassie.
Yes, you are a good girl.
Good Mormon hunter. Mormon hunter, Cassie dog. Mormon hunter, Cassie dog. And the video is very low quality. For most of the video, the camera is passed around the group, handed back and forth, and jerked around too much to make anything noticeable out. It's also very, like, clumsily worded. You know?
Yeah.
But no, the premise of this is, it sounds like normal porn for normal people, but just, like, boring instead.
Yeah.
It's not, like, anything specific or...
I will tell you.
Yes.
It's making me want to watch Tomb Raider Cradle of Life.
That's just because you like Lara Croft.
She's hot. I will not back down from that opinion.
See, that's...
you cannot change my mind.
Yes. Chelsea just setting up her table. Angelina Jolie's hot changed my mind.
Except you can't, psych.
Well, I guess if you just have enough time and then she becomes a dead body.
I mean, yeah, that could be the case.
Yeah, eventually.
But, like, Tomb Raider Angelina Jolie and Hackers Angelina Jolie, like...
Hackers, is that the name of the movie?
Yeah.
Okay. But near the end of the video camera turns at an odd angle, and you can semi-clearly... Oh my god, these words. Semi-clearly make out a young girl standing in the corner facing the wall.
Man, do they say opaque at any point?
I doubt it. I doubt the author...
But that would, like, hit all, like, the whole trifecta of, like...
It was kind of, like, semi-transparently, clearly, opaquely...
Cloudy, opaque...
Blurry, well-focused, though.
Sir, that's not how your urine should look.
I don't know why my urine's so blurry, sir. You're in a urology department. You need the vision department. Oh, why's my piece so blurry, though? You know what it is? It's Otto from fucking, The Simpsons. Why do they call them fingers if they never fing?
Right?
Oh, there they go.
Oh, there they go.
Oh, God. Semi-clearly make out a young girl standing in the corner facing the wall. Her hair is long and black, and she's wearing some form of white dress.
So it's just Samara.
It's just Samara and every other Japanese Yurei ghost. You only see her for a split second, but many people who have seen this video claim there just seems something wrong with her. A bit deformed, but not in a way anyone can explain.
She just has tentacles.
No one can, like, explain it, but she's, like, super ugly, though. This is why I picked this story. It's just a fun story to make fun of, but also I kind of like it because it's just like it's hitting all of these tropes. It's like doing urban exploration, but not doing urban exploration. I miss the point of urban exploration.
It's hitting everything, but it's not committing.
It's funny because it's like the idea of urban exploration. of urban exploration is like, let's go somewhere where we're not supposed to. And then, like, ooh, this mundane thing is, like, weird because, like, we're not allowed to be here kind of thing. And, blah, blah, blah. But they're not doing that. They're just, like, it just literally says there are some kids in a basement, and then it's the ending of Blair Witch, but instead of, ambiguity, it's just Samara from The Ring.
Samara being like, hey guys, can I join your party? I got great stats.
Yeah. When you think of that, though, it's like she's distorted in some way that's hard to describe. Don't you immediately just think of, like, one of those, like, really, one of those, like, I forget what they're called. Screamers where, like, it's like a GIF, but it's not looking like a GIF. There's, like, a few seconds of it just being one thing. It screams at you.
Yeah.
It's like one of those really bad ones. Don't you picture that in your head?
Yeah, I remember those.
Man. But the truly peculiar property of this video is what happens to the user's computer at the end of it. In the last seconds of the video, if not already so, the video will force full screen itself. Along with this, you are left with a 1 second looping clip of a window in a wall.
From the window
Ooh,
to the wall.
You're my wonder wall. It loops 15 times, and then the girl is seen again, standing on the other side of the window with her back to the viewer, slowly wavering back and forth. After a few moments, the video ends and the user's computer is permanently shut off. So there's a little hint of an original idea there of, like, someone outside of a window just kind of wavering back and forth in the wind. I think is a pretty cool idea. If you build a story around that, like a story about a girl haunting an area because she was, died of, like, exposure or something, I think that would be pretty cool.
Freelancer has died of exposure.
Freelance? Oh, yes, yes. Yes.
But yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah.
That is just like a snippet of an interesting idea there.
But it's so small and it's, like, unrelated to the other thing. Like, it's a little related, but, like, it's related
just thrown in
to...
there for cool effects.
Yeah. Which is what everything is. And it's like these weird, shallow attempts at stuff. And by the way, don't get mad at us for shitting on this story because tons of people like the story, so who cares?
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah,
it's
but
like a fun ride.
It is a fun one. That's the thing. Oh, you're going to do...
Oh, look at that kid.
Floss, 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 floss.
Look at him go.
Anyway, inspection.
Anywho, inspection.
Inspection.
Inspection has shown that the entire registry becomes completely corrupt, requiring the user to do a total wipe and reinstall.
They can never, like...
Oh, look at this guy with twin umbrella twirling effects.
They can never restrain themselves. Like, the computer needs to, like, be bricked for some reason.
Well, anyway. I mean, you can't just leave it half functioning. You gotta...
No.
It can't just be like, oh, and then the spooky ghost deleted System 32.
Yeah.
Users who listen to this file often experience extreme nausea and loss of balance for a brief period of time. The final file is known as burningman.jpg.
Did you say needles.mp3?
Needles? No.
Yeah, the second file is known as needles.mp3.
Oh, sorry guys, I skipped number 2. I just went straight to number 3.
Number 15, needles.mp3. The last thing you want when you put on your shoes is needles in your feet. Anyway.
Needles in your toesy woesies.
Yep.
Just zoom in on that package.
Zoom in on that package. Anyway.
Anywho, the second file is known as needles.mp3. The sound file, when played, plays for about 3 minutes. It is extremely distorted. One can occasionally make out some form of voice acting, but most of the sound is some form of growling.
Voice talking.
Voice talking?
I was like, voice acting, that's dumb. And then I realized, oh no, that's not the story. That's Chelsea being dumb.
Oh, yeah. That's my default state, though. But most of the sound is some form of growling, rolling, crackled, roar?
Yep.
Ah.
Oh my god.
I'm Brandon.
This kid complimented me. I couldn't tell on what. But anyway, users.
I think it was your diva hat.
I think so.
Everybody loved your diva hat.
Who knows? The users who listen to this file often experience extreme nausea and loss of balance for a brief period of time. The last final file known as burningman.jpg. So, like, also the needles.mp3. I love how they just kind of like skip over that one. That one's like really short. It's like, this one bricks your computer. This one makes you nauseous.
Gives you vertigo. You need to go to balance therapy after watching this one.
Yeah. The file name has nothing to do with the actual picture it depicts. Instead of displaying, it just displays a haphazard mess of overlays and meshed images of dolls and a hallway. There always seems to be an image of a man standing with his head cast down in the background, but the image is too distorted to make anything out. You just described a thing you could make out in the image. You could say the rest of it.
Right.
Or, anyway.
Or be like, I think this might be a man, but it could also just be a giant penis.
Why are you assuming the gender of this shadowed individual? Much like the other files.
Alright.
The image.
The image, when downloaded and opened on a user desktop, will proceed to stay permanently open on whatever program it is open through. Not only that, the program becomes disabled. Nothing else happens. The image just permanently sits there on your computer, unclickable, unminimizable, and you're just left there with the man's invisible gaze staring at you.
Okay.
Alright.
From what the group of hackers were able to discern, this file seems to have pre-compiled into the data something along the lines of CMDAO. Yet, as complex and intricate as the program is, it works across all OS platforms. No one knows who the original creator is. In fact, a few people have heard of it, as the file is uncopyable nor sendable. That makes no sense. Like, then there's only one. There's only one version of the file if it's uncopyable and unsendable.
Yeah.
Like, this is the big thing of the story, is just where are the sources for these things.
Right.
This, in fact, further adds to the mystery. It's like they're just telling you.
Right.
Like, this mystery, it's really mysterious,
like,
bro.
Like, bro, it's an enigma wrapped in Mystery Alaska.
Mystery Alaska. As often, receivers of this file will obtain it from a random anonymous emails posted on forums. And on forums on a download link. Not on forums, just forums.
Right.
Like, your W-2.
Yeah, just like your W-2, your I-9, your car insurance.
Yeah, these kinds of things.
Yeah.
Posing the question, how is the poster able to upload it? Maybe the idea that it's uncopyable and unsendable isn't true.
Yeah.
Who knows?
If you ever see any of these files, refrain from downloading any of them. They all have varying detrimental effects on your computers, from practically taking out your whole registry, corrupting System 32, freezing your mouse, or crashing your computer. Now, onwards.
Now, onwards.
Now, if you like your words, go on.
Oh, man. This group of hackers, the Cardinals, took to analyzing these three files and comparing their odd behaviors. They had heard of other such odd files, images, data, etc., but were unable to get their hands on them. At least as far as we know. Again, royal we, it's just one person.
Yeah.
Though rumors state that they, in fact, were able to locate and collect all of the known files, like the original smile.jpg, barbie.jpg, which Barbie is not a JPEG. That they're like referencing other creepypastas. It's barbie.avi. Barbie is not a JPEG. And Suicidemouse.avi. Not even the grifter was able to escape their grasp, rumors state. But rumors also state that the grifter video even exists, but that's another story. It does. There's like a troll version of it. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it does beg the question of whether this is a very, very elaborate, well-written troll that people took seriously. Because I'm not sure. Because people have taken, Slimebeast's troll pastas as, like, serious.
Right.
Even though he, like, posted them on April 1st and was, like, extremely clear. But, like, I don't know. Like, that seems like a weird thing to mess up, that barbie.avi is a JPEG instead.
Right.
Maybe it's barbie.jpg.avi.
Maybe. Maybe. Nevertheless, all these... Nonetheless, nevertheless.
Always...
Nevermore.
Irregardless.
Irrigation ditch. All these files in hand, the group lined the files up and began to meticulously work through the binary 0/1 at a time, checking for similar strains and series of binary that matched. And they did manage to successfully do so, at least legend states. The result was 7 individual execute files that did nothing. Simply a gibberish pile of zeros and ones. They endlessly puzzled over the files, each tackling and execute each. They decided to name them after themselves: lust, gluttony, greed, envy, sloth, wrath, and pride. At least they attempted to line the files up. Remarkably, something odd happened. The copies of the files all the way down. The copies of the files quite suddenly meshed together. The result was a single complete execute, already named.
I love how they're saying execute instead of executable file.
Yeah.
But, like, this story is really unfocused. It starts off like...
Kind of like my eyesight.
Man, this story's just like my pee. Why is my pee so blurry? Okay.
Sir, this is a Build-A-Bear. Why are you talking about your pee?
My pee.
My pee sticks.
My pee stick. Okay.
Anyway, that wasn't the end, was it?
No. Okay. The story starts off with, you take a picture.
Pupper.
There's a pupper.
Look at that pup. Look at that magnificent dog.
I'm a pupper.
Pup. Anyway,
I'm a gay pupper.
I'm a gay pup.
Indoctrinating our dogs into being gay Okay. Taking a picture of someone, that like they're stealing their soul, right?
Right.
Then it goes on to Primordial Soup.
Right.
And then it talks about the internet blowing up.
Right.
And then it's like talking about urban exploration.
Right.
And none of this is connected, and they're talking about just like an audio file that makes you throw up.
Right.
Like, all of these things are just all over the place. Now it's just like, the 7 deadly sins, we're also going to mention that. Like, all of this is so unfocused and disconnected. And
Yeah, no, it's kind of all over the place.
But the executable is BarelyBreathing.exe. What is this file? Well, not much is known after that point. They were too smart to just execute it. They analyzed the file every possible way. Hex, binary, conversions, anything to figure out what this odd file would do. It's weird because they keep using like these very superficial understandings of how code works.
Right.
And they're using the jargon, but then they're just like, at other points they're just like, the files just meshed together, bro. I don't know. And it made an executable. And made an execute.
It made one singular execute.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, to no avail, even after forming together, it was an even bigger jumble of ones and zeros and made no sense than the separate executables. I don't get why wasn't one executable that formulated into Barely Breathing? Like, BarelyBreathing.exe sounds really cool.
Right.
But they don't do anything with it. You know what I mean?
There are some cool pieces in this that I feel just... bleep. And then just...
Yeah, this blip, and then... Like, it's such a superficial understanding of what makes the other things that it's referencing good. Like, barbie.avi is urban exploration, and that's what makes it good, because it's like you're going on a journey. It's like, you just, like, accidentally fall down this rabbit hole.
Right.
And then Suicide Mouse is, like, a really disturbing, like, little video with, like, really disturbing audio. And, like, a little animation loop. And, like, its simplicity is it's disturbing audio.
Right.
And Smile Dog is an awful image, an awful story that isn't good. But the idea of it is, what if there's this, you know... It's kind of like a Ring idea, right? Where, like, you'll die in 7 days.
Right.
If you see this, it's, like, dangerous. Something like that.
Right.
This is just... Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
They backed up.
They backed up the file on a flash drive and proceeded to run it. That was the last command found on their destroyed computers a week later. Their corpses had been disfigured beyond recognition. Description of the corpses stated that it almost seemed as if they had been brutally slashed across their faces and arms. Every square inch of skin that had been bare had been mutilated, almost microwaved and then sliced repeatedly by a micro-thin razor.
I love that they say, like, almost as if they had been brutally slashed. Like, why wouldn't you think that they were brutally slashed? It's like this person's playing detective, and it's like, it's almost like these people were mutilated.
It's almost like when you die, when you murdered, you were died.
You would... Oh, no, I just mutilated their bodies with microwaves and micro-thin razors.
You know what?
No, you kills
oh,
people.
Oh, man, you caught on to me. I didn't put any sunscreen on them. I switched their sunscreen out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering
So the radiation wasn't scared.
I didn't get it. I didn't understand. Like, the detective shows up and he's like, why do all of these people that are dead smell like mayonnaise?
Right. Why do they all smell like sour cream?
And there's some weird suntan lotion. Does suntan lotion have an expiration date? God damn it. It is funny, though, like, that this footage, most of it is churches, because that's, like, the only thing that...
Yeah, like, no, there were a lot of churches there.
Because there's always a lot of churches, but it's always, like...
Well, like, the church activity has increased over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember my first Pride where it was mostly just, like, hey, gay float. Hey, we made our own float. Hey, we're gay and we made our own float. Monster condoms. Energy drinks. More gay people. More gay floats. More bondage floats. Maybe one church float.
Yeah, there was no, like, bondage-y things here.
Yeah, no bondage-y things. No energy drinks.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was a weird.
I think the energy. I think the Red Bull thoughts were around. We just didn't bump into them, and they weren't in the parade.
I don't know. We walked pretty far. We should have.
I saw the Red Bull mobile.
You did see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, the government attempted to hush up the event, but there was some media leakage because of the Cardinals had been keeping a blog amongst themselves and a few close friends. It's closed down and deleted, so don't go trying to find it. It quickly spread out as per what they had been attempting to accomplish, and if it was or was not related to their terrible deaths. Of course it was related, but...
It could have been unrelated.
It's probably not unrelated. But I'll say it's there's a lot of weird stuff there, like they're having these like public blogs. They're not just having like private chat rooms or whatever. And then also this idea, like, they're like, it's closed down now, so don't go looking for it. Like, they're just like, that's the opposite of what a creepypasta should be doing. It should be like, go verify this for yourself.
Right. Be cautious, but verify.
That's, so like, a lot of creepypastas will be like, hey, go check out this thing, it's totally real, and it will be a real thing.
Right.
And then you throw bullshit in.
Right.
This is doing the opposite. It's like, too scared. It's drawing attention to its own bullshit.
Right.
It's like, it's gone now, so don't even go looking for it.
Yeah, like, we knew...
There was proof here, it's gone now.
Right, exactly. In one of the flash drive, a friend who knew of its existence later checked the home of the group and was unable to find it. According to reports, the drive was found in the pocket of one of the groups. Oh, sorry. I'm, like, getting distracted by the gayness on screen.
Yeah.
Like, I need to read, but also, like, oh, rainbows. Rainbows.
I like the rainbows.
I like the rainbows. And then I see myself and I'm like, oh, I'm pretty.
Yeah. No,
I'm pretty in black lipstick. Anyway.
I've been in that situation multiple times where it's like Chelsea will walk away to do something and I'll see like a hot girl from across the room and I'm like, man, that's my girlfriend. It's like, yeah, I get to dick that. It's like, man, I want to fuck. Oh, I can fuck that chick. That's my girlfriend.
That was my girlfriend the whole time.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always your girlfriend.
According to the reports, the drive was found in the pocket of one of the group and had been taken into custody by the police and then simply vanished. The trail continues on, far more though. The file resurfaces every few weeks around the globe. Governments attempt to cover it up, but some media leaks out, of course. Look to the news for people mutilated in their own homes by a murderer, their computers stolen, etc.
But then, like, it doesn't happen.
But if it's every few weeks, that would
cause a pattern and people would know.
Eventually, people are good at picking up patterns. Like, someone... Like, multiple groups will pick this up.
It's almost like humans are pattern recognition software capable.
Right.
It's almost like that's important for our survival as a species.
Right.
If you ever get a cryptic email with an attachment labeled BarelyBreathing.exe, for God's sakes, do not open it. So they're like, man, they're conscious. They didn't open it, but then they did open it, and now they're dead.
And also, here you go. Here. Don't open this, but here you go.
It also ends in just like the generic, like, if you ever blah blah blah, don't. Like it ends in the.
It's like it feels like Dare.
I was going to say just that. It's like
where's my color changing pencil for reading that?
Yes, please, author of BI-nary DNA, please send us a color changing BI-nary pencil.
Yes.
It's like covered in zeros, and then it as it gets hotter, it changes to ones.
I was thinking more like it has like the colors that change, just like the traditional Dare pencils.
Mm-hmm.
But it just says, "Don't breathe."
Don't breathe. Breathe, but barely.
Right. Breathe, but opaquely.
Breathe, but opaquely.
I want that on a
opaquely
sweatshirt now. Breathe, but opaquely.
Look at my opaquely wristband.
And your opaquely skin.
Yes. So we have a comment here from Credone. Looks like a big old wall of not liking the story. Honestly, pretty much all of this is absolute nonsense. So I'm going to just say that I hate the idea that somehow 7 people named each other after the cardinal sins, who also happened to be programmers, came together and just so happened that they later came across 7 files somehow, which they named after themselves for some reason, even though they couldn't just letter them, like A to G or T to Z.
Or like a normal person and just hit random letters on the keyboard and then later go back and be like, oh, which one was it?
Yeah.
Or like final one. Final one.
Final one. Oh
but
my
opaquely.
God. But opaquely. Blurry urine, final. Blurry urine, final 2. Really blurry urine, final 3. Ignoring the amount of coincidences here, that's kind of dumb and not the worst thing to say about the story. Those usernames are really, really dumb. I would have been fine if the usernames of the members were unknown or were known and left out for some reason or something like that, but this whole theme of their group names/nicknames involving the 7 cardinal sins originates from the time when they discovered the 7 files and when they became a legend due to the whole 7... Like, this person is kind of repeating themselves here.
I mean, it upset them so much.
It did, because it was dumb. TLDR at the end of this. Without touching the rest of the story, since it's utter nonsense, the usernames are dumb. This person's really upset about the names.
They are really mad about it.
Oh, man.
I like that first response. It's just, hey, are you okay?
It's like, hey, are you okay? You seem really mad at the world on every story you have read. Have you been reading... I've been reading all your posts since yesterday. If you have hate in your heart, let it out. Like, this person's kind of being a douche, though. It's like, they didn't like the story, and they were expressing they didn't like the story.
Right.
Why are you getting mad, bro?
Why are you just like, there's hatred in your heart? Sora, you need to let it out. Let the darkness out.
Let the darkness out. Oh, boy. So, what, how many executables out of 10 would you rate this story?
2 Soras.
2 Soras. 2 Soras out of an executable. Oh, man.
No, it needs some work.
It needs a lot of work.
I was being gentle, but yes.
Yeah. It's a fun story.
I mean, there are slices where it's just like, if you took those slices and blew it up, those would be interesting.
Yeah, I do wonder if, as far as I know, this is uncredited.
But it's like, instead of focusing in, they just kind of went way too far out. It's like, okay, I want to see small town USA on Google Maps. Let me just Google the whole Earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is like...
Oh, snap. No, it's chip time. Chip time.
See, Frito-Lay's...
is the best float ever in Pride.
Yes.
They are the best.
They have...
Every year they deliver.
Right to the Pride Parade. I would say that they are
They're easygoing.
They're not new here, okay?
They're experienced.
They've been at Pride, okay? Before other corporations, they were handing out the chips.
They weren't handing them out. They were pelting them.
I do get pelted. You can't see it, but I do get pelted in the face.
Right, yeah, no. Like, right in his face. It's great.
And it's funny, too, because you're just like... I can't hold all of these chips. Like, there's too many chips.
Let me grab more.
And they're just like, we don't care. They'll just throw you more.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, you can't hold them? Let's see you topple.
Let's
bury you in chips. Anyway.
It's a unicorn.
Oh, it's a unicorn.
But I'm trying to think of collecting my thoughts on this story, though. It's a fun story. It's terrible.
I mean, it's fun though. It's like it's fun in a campy way.
It is. It's very, very campy. Completely unself-aware, but like in a way that doesn't prevent it from seeming like it's self-aware.
Right.
Anyway, I think I'm rambling. Oh no, we're gonna get to the Jewish float, the gay Jewish float, with the one really sad black kid, because he's the only black Jew there. Oh. No. Yeah. Any other thoughts? Anything else you want to mention?
I mean, why name it Burning Man if it doesn't happen at Burning Man?
That's the real question.
Like, why would you choose that name?
It just doesn't.
Like, I don't know. I feel like there could have been some better name choices.
Mm-hmm. The puppy. We're scratching the puppy.
She's getting head scritches. Yeah, pup. But yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Yep. capture you not being able to speak.
It's a very rare occurrence when I'm not able, where I'm not talking.
Just bageled up.
No, this is good because there's not a lot of times when I'm not talking.
This is like the cinnamon challenge, but with a bagel. Your mouth is dry, you can't deal with it.